welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on a design team layout for Traci Reed Designs. What I'm working with is her brand new release, Love Potion, and the bonus release which is Self-Love Potion. This is a beautiful Valentine's Day or self-love collection that you definitely need in your life for your romantic date photos, or if you take photos of any self-love type of activity. I have sitting before you my close to my heart mat, which I placed all of the little embellishments that I want to choose while I create this layout. I have some labels and some hearts and a whole lot of flowers here. Plus I have one of the bonus stickers or bonus elements from the self-love portion. It's a 4x6 card. It says taking time for myself. I have that, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a sneaky peeky thing here. I'm just going to use the title from this on my layout, but I will save the rest of the card and use that to cut out on another layout some other time. I'm going to set this part aside real quick. I have a photo, and I know that self-love means different things for everybody, and I'm not a sit in a bubble bath kind of girl. I can't hold still long enough to do that. Believe me, I have tried. The only successful way I have of doing that is filling it up and having a book on hand. Anyway, so this is a photo of me getting ready to or just after my workout, and that is how I take care of myself, as I try to make sure that I work out at least 3 to 5 times per week, lifting weights and or doing cardio. So this photo is just a selfie, so of course part of my face is cut off. This photo was taken in 2017, and in 2017 I went through a very huge lifestyle change, and you'll probably hear more about that as I get into scrapbooking that year. I'm just starting 2017 for the most part, and so I did a big diet change and ended up losing almost 30 pounds in 2017. So this was me in my workout clothes, and then I have these papers here. Now, as you can see, some of them have already been used. This one has been used for the layout that I shared on Instagram recently, but I have 2 full sheets here, and then of course another partial sheet. I don't know how well you can see this on camera, but look at this beautiful speckling of this paper that I printed. It is kind of an ombre print, and this is the bottom of it, and this is actually the top portion, so you can see it goes, actually let's flip it, it goes more like this. It starts from light to dark. It's really gorgeous. There's 2 shades of pink and a black and a red, I believe, in the collection that is like this, and they're stunning. This collection, as always, is stunning. Look at this tone-on-tone roses. This is the piece that I'm going to use for my background, but I'm going to pause. I'm going to run to my Cameo real quick, and going to use a cut file on this layout that talks about exercise. So I'm going to pause, and I'll be right back. All right. I got my cut file cut. I used some white 65-pound cardstock from Joann's to create the cut file. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to back the dumbbells. And these are supposed to be dumbbells crossed in the middle, and there's a heart in the middle. So I'm just going to use this black speckled pattern to back the cut file so that it still really looks like a black dumbbell. Most of my dumbbells are black or dark gray, and I'm just going to glue each of the pieces onto this. Now there's a little bit of fumbling here because I moved those pieces around on my Cameo screen and then didn't pay attention to which one went with which one, so you're going to see me kind of match them up a little bit. It doesn't take long, but I just kind of wanted to warn you about that. I'm using one of the white portions that I pulled out to help me get those little tiny pieces back onto the cut file. It's just some accent pieces, and just wanted to make sure I got them in the correct spot. So I had two mats going, in case you were wondering. The white one I left on the mat because it had the smaller pieces and I didn't want to lose anything. And the black ones I pulled off my other mat. And so I am just going to do what you saw me do with the other one. I'm going to use the piece from the middle and I'm going to stick it back in there, and I'm going to put some glue in each little spot and stick the little cardstock pieces that go back in there. Now I did find that I was having a little bit of trouble getting them off the mat with my Pink Fresh Studios tool picker. If you don't have one of these or something like it, you should get one. I really like this one. It picks up most jewels and sequins that I have in my stash fairly easily. So I think this is the one that I initially had trouble with, and maybe I did all the matching up off camera because I know when I first started playing with it I was having a little bit of trouble. But anyway, I'm just going to do the same thing that I did with the other two. Put that glue in those empty spots, put the pieces of cardstock back into it, and then just use the jewel picker to kind of poke them down a little bit and then pull off that white piece. I just felt like this was the easiest way for me to do this, and then I'm trying to stick them underneath the mat on that background paper where I think they're going to go. Now, again, I'm going to do the same thing again. It's just the same process all 4 times. The red plaid heart is going to go in the center. The cut file just looks like 2 dumbbells crossed in the center with a big heart on the center of it. And I thought that was appropriate for a self-love type layout. Now, I don't know if you also noticed that I had to reprint my photo. I printed it smaller, and I'm still actually going to have to cut it down to where it's almost 3 by 3 inches. I felt like if I left the photo too large, you weren't going to see that heart in the center the way that I intended. So now I'm just going to kind of play with placement here a little bit and see how these fit on here. And I end up having to rearrange them a little bit because they're not going on there the way I thought they should. So right here, I like how this looks, and I'm going to just kind of pull them off. And now I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off 2 sides, so that way I have a square sheet of paper, and I'm going to use the rest of the red plaid to mat this pink tone-on-tone rose paper. I wasn't going to do this part, but when I did kind of a dry run of the layout off camera, I felt like it really needed that pop of color behind that beautiful rose background. Now I'm putting those dumbbells back in the center, and I'm just kind of trying to see if I can get these laid out to where they look right. I just kind of play with it a little bit, and when I stop to glue them, I will make sure that they are centered fairly well on that background. Pretty happy with that placement. I'm going to start playing around with some of these embellishments. So I used the print and cut function on my Cameo, and I cut all of the sheets from the stickers, but I also went back in to the digital kit and pulled out quite a few of the flowers and wordy bits from the actual digital kit, and I cut all of it. There's more that I cut that I didn't show you on camera. There's I have a little Tidy Boss tray full of these little embellishments from this collection. There's a lot of hearts, a lot of wordy bits, labels, and just all kinds of fun things to play with. But I didn't bring all of that over to play with on camera this time. I just kind of pulled what I thought I might use. And so my goal here is to just create a ton of floral layers behind these dumbbells. These dumbbells I did pop up with foam adhesive, and I stitched that plaid heart around the outside perimeter of it just to give it some texture. I used a red that is very close to the red in this collection. And so now I'm just going to continue playing with the flowers and just layering them up. I'm going to get a lot of the larger ones, and then I'm going to go ahead and start bringing in some of the small ones as well. That way I have a lot of flowers to play with. So I'm just going to start by placing the black ones in first, and then I'm going to bring in some of the other colors. I get quite a few different little clusters of the small ones, and what I did is I went back into the individual files from the stickers and I pulled in all of the flowers, and I made several different sheets of just flowers. One of the sheets that I saved into my Cameo was a sheet entirely of those small flowers. Those are great for accent pieces and just adding a little bit more color in some of the different places on this layout. I'm going to bring in this label, and I'm going to add a little black heart on top of that label. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my title, but you won't get to see me glue it down on camera. I had thought I would use that 4x6 card that I showed at the beginning of the video, but I ended up changing my mind, and I'm going to use a title that I print from the collection. All right, I got my layout completely finished. I'm pretty pleased with the way that this has turned out. I got my title on there. I used some twine to get that on there. But I also went in as I was gluing things in, and I added that little heart up there that says Hello Gorgeous at the top. I've popped it up with a little bit of foam adhesive. When I glue down the flowers, I added foam underneath some of them as well, the smaller ones. And I felt like I loved the texture and dimension that provided. This title says I am a priority. I actually took the verbiage from the collection itself. There is a gorgeous glittery title, and I even cut it out for this layout, but as I was putting it together, I saw that it wasn't going to fit. After I changed my mind about the 4x6 card, I had to come up with a different title. So I decided to do the print and cut with some of the bead letters in the collection. She's got, I think, 4 different colors of the bead letters in this collection, and they're just gorgeous. And so I put them up on foam adhesive and twine just to give you an idea that it might be a bracelet that has, that I have taken off. I thought it was a great way to put a title on here. I also really loved playing with all those flowers. As you saw, I just had a blast layering those up. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. In that description box below my video, there will be a link so that you can purchase this gorgeous collection for yourself. There is also a hop list, and I would love it if you would take the time to go to each channel in this hop today. If you're not a subscriber for them, please subscribe. Watch their videos, see what they've done with this collection. This is an amazing design team. I am honored to be part of it, and we all do really amazing work with these collections. And I know that they will appreciate you leaving them some love. Thank you for being here. Bye.